Good evening, everyone. This is Christopher Ponder. The title of my presentation for Module 1 includes Curriculum Evolution in Schools from the Civil Rights Movement to Modern Education. Let's get started. The pre-Civil Rights era curriculum. Before the Civil War era, the United States had a segregated educational system where blacks and white students attended separate schools. During the pre-Civil Rights era, inequitable research distribution primarily referred to the systematic denial of access to quality education, healthcare, housing, employment opportunities, and political participation for Black Americans. Also, during the pre-Civil Rights era, standardized tests in the United States are biased against students of color since their introduction in 1920 based on their racist origins, class stratification, disproportionate failure, college enrollment gaps, inaccuracy for English language learners, and stereotype threats. History of Brown versus Board of Education. Brown versus Board of Education was a pivotal moment in the United States, declaring the end of legal segregation in the educational system and mandated the desegregation of schools across America with the help of the NAACP. It overturned the separate but equal doctrine established in 1896 from Plessy versus Ferguson. Brown did not transfer the country overnight. More work remains. Striking down segregation in nation public schools played a major catalyst for the civil rights movement. Following the Brown versus Board of Education ruling, the primary challenge was to integrate was widespread resistance from white communities in the South. Civil rights movement impact in the 1960s. It pushed for an inclusion education in the United States through activism, legislation, and landmark court cases. It also involved the use of multicultural education. Teacher diversity during the Civil Rights Movement includes support services, collective bargaining, dismissal of African American teachers, and the use of the NETE, also with the investment of financial aid to attend a college or university, and it helped expose teachers and those that want to become teachers their idea for a career path. 1970 curriculum reform. Texas Senator Ralph Yarborough implemented the Bilingual Educational Act of 1968. 1970s through amendments and court rulings, the BEA provided grants to school districts to help provide and develop staff bilingual educational programs. We also have the Special Education Rights for the Rehabilitation Act of 1973 and the Educational for All Handicapped Children's Act, the EHA of 1975. We also had the title passed in 1972, signifying the impact of the 1970s, which included the more advancement of programs of STEM that we see in our schools today. In 1970, ethnic study groups began to flourish across the United States. And lastly, in the 1970s, the integration of multicultural literature increased due to the Civil Rights Movement, which led to growing demands for inclusion of diverse perspectives and experiences in textbooks. 1980s Educational Standards Movement. The National at Risk Report, published in 1983, was a landmark document that warned about the declining quality of education in the United States, highlighted concerns about the American educational system ability to prepare students for the future and compete globally. We also have the Back to Basics movement that aimed to improve the quality of education by emphasizing fundamental skills. More than 5,000 high schools nationwide installed advanced placement courses for high school students. Also in 1980, standardized testing in the United States emphasized the need for national assessment and fairness in education. Tests also ensured that students from different backgrounds received the same quality of education. Technology. Digital resource development primarily focused on the World Wide Web, which was used to help with early websites, emails, online forums, and the beginning of digital libraries. 1990 marked the significance for the use of the World Wide Web, which also included the learning management systems like Blackboard to deliver content virtually, essentially laying the foundation for modern online education that we know of today. Then we have the No Child Left Behind area from 2001 to 2015. No Children Left Behind Act focused on standardized testing. It used as a primary means to measure student achievement and hold schools accountable for ensuring all students, regardless of background, proficiency in key subjects. It happens once a year. The achievement gap awareness in the No Child Left Behind reflects the act of actively identifying and addressing academic performances based on different student groups. We also included the data-driven instruction, which referred using student assessment data through standardized tests to inform and adjust teaching strategies. And lastly, the states implement minimum performance benchmarks for students, schools, and districts based on the standardized testing. School districts were required to meet performance goals to receive their federal funding each school year. Then we have our Common Core standards, which is the 2010s, which included the national standards for Common Core standards, which is a multi-state effort launched in 2010 to establish consistent K through 12 academic standards in ELA, English Language Arts, and math. Also include mathematics, which is focused mainly on understanding math concepts, focused on fewer key topics, require students to demonstrate problem-solving skills and reasoning abilities beyond memorizing procedures rather than simply covering a broad range of topics. Significance during this time, it had a greater emphasis on reading and analyzing complete or complex tests, use evidence from text to support claims in writing, incorporate informal text, and build knowledge through content-rich nonfiction. It also included political resistance, but the major challenges include political resistance, lack of funding, understanding of teachers and how they're supposed to train, a lack of understanding the curriculum materials, and also adapting to the different diverse student needs. Then we have the digital age, which includes a one-on-one device program. We included learning platform, which includes some, I'm not going to name them all. Khan Academy, Google Classroom, LearnWords, Masterclass, Teachable, Blackboard. We also include the digital citizenship, digital age curriculum, which is the educational program designed to teach students how to behave responsibly and ethically online. We also include the STEM versus STEAM integration, which include combining science, technology, engineering, and math, and the arts. And we also included blended learning, combines in-person instruction and digital learning activities such as interactive components and virtual communication tools. And this is where we are in the present. We include cultural responsive teaching, which connects students' cultures, languages, and life experience with their school teachings. Emotional learning, develop self-awareness, self-control, and interpersonal skills vital for school, work, and life success. The LGBT community inclusive curriculum, the unequivocal inclusion for children with disabilities, and the anti-racial education. Here are some modern assessment evolutions that are happening now, which include project-based learning, portfolio assessments, formative assessments, performance tasks, and alternative assessment methods. Current curriculum trends, which include the use of personalized learning, which doesn't replace IEPs, a 504, and the intervention programs. We also have current trends in career readiness curriculum, which focus on interrogating soft skills like critical thinking, communications, and adaptive alongside technological skills. We also have environmental education, which helps students understand environmental issues and learn how to take action to improve the environment. And also mandate financial literacy education to require students to complete a one-semester course when they attend college. Here's some challenges and opportunities. Primary concern requires the digital divide in today's curriculum is that students without reliable access to technology or the internet may fall behind academically. Resource equity is the fair distribution of resources such as people, time, and money to meet the needs of all students. Teacher preparation is critical to understand deep content knowledge, pedagogical strategies, and understanding student needs, assessment methods, differentiation techniques, technology, and the ability to adapt the curriculum to meet diverse learning. Standard alignment for curriculum, ensuring that a curriculum content instruction is direct, and community involvement, which means meeting all people involved, whether it's parents or anyone else in the community. In conclusion, the civil rights movement has significantly impacted education, and the curriculum should reflect the movement's goal to improve all students' outcomes through civil rights laws. The curriculum should impact movement goals, deeper learning and understanding, equity policies, and the understanding of how the curriculum has changed throughout the years. These are the references that I used. Thank you very much for hearing my presentation. I hope you have a blessed evening.